The attack on RAF Akrotiri came without warning at 0223 hours on a Saturday morning. 47 Hezbollah Fateh 110 ballistic missiles and 19 Iranian 3 cruise missiles launched simultaneously from 3 separate positions in southern Lebanon and crossed the eastern Mediterranean in 8 minutes, arriving over the British sovereign base area in Cyprus in a concentrated barrage that the base's Rapier air defense battery had neither the capacity nor the warning time to fully defeat. 11 missiles broke through the defense screen and impacted the base, 2 on the main runway, destroying 4 RAF Typhoon fighters parked on the apron, 3 on the fuel and ammunition depot on the southern perimeter, 4 on the base's communications and command facility, and 2 on the enlisted accommodation block, where 340 British servicemen and women were sleeping. When the dust cleared 20 minutes later, 23 British soldiers were dead. 61 were wounded. The runway at RAF Akrotiri was cratered in 4 places, and the North Atlantic Treaty Organization had just had its Article 5 Collective Defense Clause triggered for the first time against a non-state actor operating as a direct proxy for the Islamic Republic of Iran. The British Prime Minister convened the National Security Council at 0300 hours in a COBR emergency meeting that lasted 41 minutes. The intelligence picture was unambiguous. The Fateh 110 missiles used in the attack were Iranian manufactured, Iranian supplied, and according to signals intelligence collected in the 30 minutes before launch, had been authorized by IRGC Quds Force Commander, who had been in direct communication with the Hezbollah launch crews in the hour before the attack. Iran had not pulled the trigger, but Iran had handed Hezbollah the gun, loaded it, and told them when to fire. Under the legal framework that the UK Attorney General presented to the National Security Council at 0320 hours, that made the Islamic Republic of Iran a co-belligerent in an attack on NATO territory. The Prime Minister picked up the secure line to the NATO Secretary General at 0341 hours. The Article 5 consultation process that would normally take days was compressed into 90 minutes by the scale of British casualties and the clarity of the intelligence linking the attack to Iranian direction. By 0530 hours, 4 other NATO members, France, Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands, had formally endorsed the Article 5 determination and indicated their willingness to participate in a collective military response. The alliance had never done this before. It was doing it now. The target package for the 5-nation response had actually been assembled by NATO military planners over the previous 3 months as a contingency exercise nobody publicly admitted was a contingency exercise. 60 Iranian military targets were on the list, 20 assigned to the United Kingdom, 14 to France, 11 to Germany, 9 to Italy, and 6 to the Netherlands, with the assignments reflecting each nation's available weapons inventory and the range of their platforms. The British targets were the most sensitive: 6 IRGC Quds Force Command facilities, 4 Hezbollah financial transfer nodes operating through Iranian front companies, and 10 weapons storage facilities in western Iran that had been supplying Hezbollah with the Fateh 110 missiles used in the Akrotiri attack. The French targets were concentrated on Iranian air defense systems and radar installations, protecting the approaches used by European strike aircraft. The German Taurus kept 350 cruise missiles, Germany's most capable long-range precision weapon, carrying a 480-kilogram tandem warhead specifically designed for hardened targets, were assigned to 6 underground weapons bunkers that conventional munitions could not reach. Italy's targets were naval, 4 Iranian patrol vessel bases in the Gulf that had been used to escort weapons shipments. The Netherlands assigned its 6 Harpoon Block II missiles to Iranian logistics vessels identified as arms transport ships. At 0200 hours the following night, 23 hours and 37 minutes after the first Hezbollah missile hit RAF Akrotiri, the 5-nation strike began. British Royal Air Force Typhoon FGR-4 fighters launched from RAF Marham and Norfolk, carrying Storm Shadow cruise missiles lifted off in a stream launch that put 20 aircraft airborne in 40 minutes. Simultaneously, French Armée de la Rafale fighters carrying SCALP PG missiles launched from Al Dhafra Air Base in the UAE, where France maintains a permanent military presence. German Tornado ECR aircraft carrying Taurus KEPD 350 missiles launched from a classified forward operating location that Berlin has never publicly acknowledged in the Gulf region. Italian Navy F-35B fighters launched from the carrier It's Cavour, operating in the eastern Mediterranean, and Dutch F-35A fighters carrying Harpoon Block II anti-ship missiles launched from Leeuwarden Air Base in the Netherlands on a flight path that took them south over France across the Mediterranean and into strike range of their assigned Iranian naval targets via the Gulf of Oman. 5 nations, 5 separate launch sequences. 1 coordinated strike package arriving over 60 Iranian targets within a 9-minute window at 0347 hours local time. The Storm Shadow missiles arrived first over the IRGC Quads Force Command facilities. The Storm Shadow is a terrain-following cruise missile that flies at extremely low altitude using a digital terrain map to avoid radar detection, then climbs briefly before diving into its target at a steep angle that maximizes penetration before detonation. All 20 British Storm Shadows found their targets. The 6 Quads Force Command facilities that had been directing Hezbollah operations across the region were destroyed in a series of precision strikes that collapsed the buildings without causing collateral damage to surrounding civilian structures, a targeting precision that British planners had spent 3 months achieving through detailed analysis of each facility's layout. The French SCALP missiles arrived 40 seconds later against Iranian air defense nodes, systematically dismantling the radar and missile battery network that covered the western approaches to Iran, opening a corridor for the follow-on waves of strike aircraft that would not need to be stealthy once the air defense architecture was gone. The German Taurus missiles, flying their distinctive mid-course terrain, following profile before climbing to attack altitude above their targets, impacted the 6 underground weapons bunkers with the tandem warheads that first punched through reinforced concrete roofs before the main charge detonated inside, destroying the bunker contents without the need for American GBU-57s, the Italian F-35Bs. Arriving over the 4 Iranian patrol vessel bases found their targets exactly where intelligence had placed them. 12 patrol vessels moored at their piers in the pre-dawn darkness, their crews aboard and unaware that 5 NATO nations had been executing a coordinated strike package for the previous 4 minutes. 16 Spice 1000 precision-guided bombs from the Italian aircraft destroyed all 12 vessels at their moorings in a strike that lasted 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The Dutch Harpoon missiles, flying their sea-skimming terminal approach profile across the Gulf of Oman, located the 3 Iranian logistics vessels that NATO intelligence had identified as active arms transport ships and destroyed all 3 in rapid succession, the final weapons impacts of the 5-nation strike, occurring at 0356 hours, 9 minutes and 14 seconds after the first Storm Shadow hit the Quds Force Command facility in western Iran. When the battle damage assessment was complete at 0600 hours, the results were comprehensive. Of 60 assigned targets, 58 had been confirmed destroyed, and 2 showed severe damage assessed as mission kills. Iran had lost its primary Quds Force Command network directing Hezbollah operations. Its Western air defense architecture was gone. 6 underground weapons bunkers were collapsed and sealed. 12 patrol vessels were sunk. 3 arms transport ships were on the bottom of the Gulf of Oman. And NATO, an alliance founded in 1949 to defend Western Europe from Soviet aggression, and which had spent 77 years hoping its Article 5 Collective Defense Clause would never need to be invoked, had just demonstrated that it remained exactly what its founders intended it to be. Not a bureaucratic talking shop, not a diplomatic framework, a military alliance that when one member is attacked, all members respond. 23 British soldiers had died at RAF Akrotiri. Iran and Hezbollah had answered for every one of them before sunrise.